Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, readers of all persuasions. It is I, Gayla, and welcome back to Book and Caffeinated. And let's get into the books that I bought this month. This month has been a heavy book buying month. A little bit purposeful because of all the books that came out this month. A lot of books came out on the 14th of April, and I was trying to buy them all, but I had to kind of like pull it together. So in the beginning or the ends of February, beginning of April, Barnes and Noble had a 20 to 25% off pre pre-sale books, like you buy them before they come out. And so I bought like 11 books. And so they're trickling in. But I've also been buying other books in the month of April. So let's see what I've bought so far. So today is April 18th when I'm filming this. And so I think I've bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 books. Yes, 13 books. So let's just get into it. So the first few books that I bought were Toni Morrison. So I'm trying to complete like the classics, trying to get all the Toni Morrison books, but also in this particular like European, I think it's the European covers, ironically, of the Toni Morrison books. But no, sorry, I'm not European. It's called Vintage International Collection. And so I got The Bluest Eye, Sula, Tar Baby, and so I was able to also pick up Jazz. And although I have Love, I picked it in the Vintage International version. So I got these two books. And then that bookstore, I also purchased coloring books. Coloring with Coco, Sisterhood in Solidarity, and Rest and Reflect. So yes, I've actually did a couple of pages the other night when I was actually listening to my book. So I did this one. And then I also I gotta buy some more color pencils too and some markers, but I did these two. And it was very soothing. I forget how soothing coloring is. I do a lot of coloring with my students, but I forget how soothing it really is. And this, when I started, but I want her dress to be like a bright orange or a bright red. So I haven't decided what I'm gonna make the color of the dress. But yeah, so that was very relaxing. So I picked up those two things, and in my 13 count, I didn't count the coloring books, so there's like 15 books altogether. Then I went to the Dollar Tree, and ironically, at that same bookstore, sorry, let's run it back a little bit. Remember Me Now, A Journey Back to Myself and a Love Letter to Black Women. And on the back it says, advocate for your Black sisters, take tender care of yourself. I'm always into like self-improvement and books of that nature, so I thought this was super cool. Yeah, to add to my personal collection, and probably also what I will most likely use with my female clients. Then I went to the Dollar Tree, and I thought, I'm always stopping at Dollar Tree because I'm so intrigued that the Dollar Tree have reads and books, and good ones too. And I found some really good books, and I'm so thankful and appreciative to Danny Reads that's what made me start. She's made me start looking at Dollar Tree to find books. And I found a cookbook for Juneteenth and Black celebrations, which I thought was super cool. So I got that from the Dollar Tree. And then also from the Dollar Tree, just something that kind of sparked my fancy. It's called I Am My Country. And this is about a artist that explores ordinary people in Turkey to reveal how even individual acts of resistance and extraordinary repercussions have on how people live. So I thought that was super interesting. If I don't like it, I can like donate it to a little free library. Then I was in Home Goods and my book club was reading Everyone Here is Lying. And I listened to it with my ears because I got it from the library, but it was at Home Goods for $8. And so I decided to pick it up, and then I sent a photo to my group chat, and everybody was like, oh my god, because I also sent like all the books they had in Home Goods. And everybody was like, oh my God, that's such a great Home Goods. So Home Goods have been a hit or miss with books at a discounted rate. So if you don't go to Dollar Tree, you can go to Home Goods or TJ Maxx or Marshalls. Those stores are starting to sell books as well, as far as like popular books for discounted prices. I guess it's the overflow. Then I went to Cafe Con Libros, which is a Black-owned, career-owned bookstore in Brooklyn. I ordered the Score, but when I ordered the Score, I also ordered the Close-Up by Kennedy Ryan, so I had to go pick that up. I had a couple of days to pick it up, so while I was in Brooklyn, I picked that up. And then I went to BEM Bookstore, which is a bookstore in Brooklyn, also that specializes in books about food and culture and Black culture and Black foods and things of that nature. I picked up the Big Girl, and it says 8-year-old Malaya hates when her mother drags her to Weight Watchers meeting. She would much rather paint alone in her bedroom or sneak forbidden street foods with her father. But Malaya, the pressures of going to a predominantly white Upper East Side prep school are compounded by the high expectations passed down from her sharp-tongued grandmother and painfully proper mother. Coming of age in a rapidly changing 1990s Harlem, she finds joy in the music of Biggie Smalls and Aaliyah, but her weight continues to climb. And I was like, that's interesting. I want to see what that's about. And then the other book from that store, Aftershocks, is also, I said also a memoir, but it's a memoir. I got another memoir in here. And this one is about a young lady whose father is a part of the United Nations, a United Nations official, and from Europe to Africa and back again to the United States. So it's about their life and how their family settled into their new home each time our father had to pick up and go or stay or travel or whatever. That was super interesting. So I'm sure food is involved in this somehow as well, because she's talking about Europe, Africa, and the United States. So those two books. And then, the other book that I got from Cafe Con Libros when I picked up this book. I picked up this book also, Akwezi Imizi. This author wrote, You Make a Fool of Death with Your Beauty. This is their memoir, Dear Tintherin. And it's talking about the Igbo belief systems and their life growing up. So this is the other memoir I was just talking about. And then I think the last few came from Barnes and Noble. And so I picked up Viola Davis's Judge Stone, her novel with Jane Patterson. Everyone has been talking about this. I'm excited to read it, and it made me more excited because it was like 30% off, and then I got an extra 10% off because I'm a member, so I was 40% off, and I think I had a coupon of $5 off. So this book was like, sorry Viola, these books is expensive. So I'm excited about this. I know I'm going to read this in tandem with listening to it, because I love listening to her memoir, and I can only imagine her reading this book, and everyone has just been raving about this book and in her voice. So I can't wait to get that done. The other book that I got from Barnes & Noble that day is Losing Control, new author Lady Nisha, new author to me. This has been on the circuit as well. I picked this up. I think Shaughnessy on her channel talked about it. Not a lot of people talked about this. And I had seen it one time, and I picked it down and I picked it back up. And so this one, it says, a Detroit bad boy and legendary rapper sets his sights on a woman whose dark past may keep her from a chance at happily ever after. At one part, Marley had it all figured out. She was going to marry her childhood sweetheart and have his baby. She knew tying herself, her future to a man whose first love was the streets, meant her life would be unpredictable, but she never expected her whole world to blow up in tragedy. So once I read the back of it, I was like, that might be doable. And then these two books came out I got them on Publisher Day, April 14th, Leave Your Mess at Home. This was an anticipated read for most. It says the Long siblings are really botching their parents' dream. Solange, eldest daughter, estranged from the family, is secretly back home in Chicago for the first time in a decade. She's a newly single and recently disgraced influencer trying to quietly put her life back together. The other three long siblings aren't doing much better. So then look at that cover. That cover is gorge. And last but not least, I think it was my most anticipated read book to come out. And at the taping of this, I've already finished it. It was part of the order for the Barnes and Noble 20 to 25% off of I can't think of the word, books and pre-order books. And I bought it, and I got it like the day after the pub day. So it came out on Tuesday. I think I got it the Wednesday. Baby, Big Girl Blitz by Danielle Allen. The only thing that made me upset about this book is that she was in Brooklyn the other day, and I didn't like get a ticket, and I'm upset about it. But I got my book. I finished reading it. It's going to be in a book review that I do coming up. But I enjoy this book. I'm not going to lie. Jasmine pissed me off a couple of times. I wanted to be like, girl, get your whole life together. But this completed the trifecta, so to speak. And I'm so happy. The Curvy Girl series, or the Curve series, was awesome. I have all of them. Curvy Girl Summer, Plus Size Player, and to bring up the rear, Big Girl Blitz. So I'm so happy. This month has been a really good month as far as books, as far as reads. I think I read like 4 books last week alone, which is something I rarely do. But I was into my reading bag last week, and I didn't work everyone that come here knows I have a 9 to 5 and a 5 to 9. My 5 to 9, I only worked, I think, one day last week. So I was able to do a lot of reading or listening of that nature. But I have 13 more books on my TBR. And what you gonna do about it? You ain't gonna fight me. Do what we always do, guys. Drop in the chat a book stack. Drop in the chat if one of these books was on your anticipated read list, or the books that were like discovered in this book haul for me, like the newer books. Which one would you most likely read? And then do all the other things like comment, subscribe, share, and I'll see you next video. Deuces. Bye.